they do, more than some women do, but they get along very well. They're very close.
Rachel Fitz, back-to-back Player of the Year honors. She'll be jumping up there for the Foxes against Ford. Tap controlled by Allensbach of Marist. Attempt to pass to the post for Laterza. Iona very active with their hands. They're number 1 in the league in steals.
They're very good defensively, all 94 feet of the court.
Is Viati opening up quickly with a 3. 1,383 career points as she starts today.
It'll be interesting to see how much Iona how much pressure they can bring, because they're a little beat up and banged up after their quarterfinal win against St. Peter's yesterday.
Anja Ivkovic with the long look there by Tessina Cook. Dueling threes early.
We see them open in their 2-2-1 full court press.
Karan for Fitz. Rosella working that sideline. Fitz forced a little bit. Brought off there once again by Christina Ford. Couple threes to start early for the Gales. Karan could not handle too long that time by Viati. Viati, one of the best in the league in assist to turnover ratio, 2-to-1.
It's a great assist turnover ratio. We're just going to comment on Ford's three-point shot. I don't think they can afford to let her have that look every time they come down the court, because she can make those shots.
37.6 accuracy to lead them this year. Ivkovic steps inside on a two-pointer. Laterza has the rebound.
She looked pretty mobile there. She went down yesterday with a high ankle sprain in the game against St. Peter's, and there was some doubt as to whether she would start this game, but looks pretty mobile. I don't know how much lift she's going to be able to get off that left ankle. You
don't see that much from Marist. Back-to-back turnovers.
No, you don't.
As Brian George is yelling out to Elise Karan, his point guard, just to settle it down. He wants her to bring up the middle of the court, not working the sideline. Tessina Cook had a wonderful year this year. Averaged 14.6 to lead him. For Gossi, it's the true point guard. For Ford, it's got great length. And a 5-3 lead for the Gales.
And she just put the ball on the floor and went right by Fitz.
In the MAAC Rookie of the Year, they break the pressure with Fitz. Diagonal pass for Laterza, set up by Viati. 5-5 our score. 2:15 in. Here's Ford. Tussle on the glass. Ricketts feeding. Now Ivkovic leans inside. And Fitz and Laterza were combining. Rachel Fitz goes over to talk to one of the assistant coaches, Kayla Whittington, about something.
A miss here, but great hustle by Ricketts. Good look by Cook. Nice job of sharing the ball there.
Anja Ivkovic. There was no way we thought she would play the game. She got a bloody nose in the first half yesterday in the win against St. Peter's. Then the second half, they had to carry her off, suffering a high ankle sprain. We talked to Tony before the game, and she gets the start today.
She's a tough cookie because she had a rough outing yesterday. I'm surprised she's starting. I don't know that she's 100%, but it's tournament time. You're not going to keep players like her on the bench.
Third turnover on Marist, and they only average on the year 14 a game. Cook out hustling that time. Allensbach for the ball. Bogossi had a strong game yesterday in the win against St. Peter's.
I think the best floor game I've seen Bogossi have in the Iona uniform. Just outstanding in all areas.
9 points, 5 assists, 1 turnover. The tie-up by Viani. And it will be kept on Iona's end. But Viani reaching in on help side defense.
Good help side by Viani there. Nice clean grab of the ball.
As we saw in the first game, the guards are going to obviously slough down and try and help out in the post. Brandy Gang on the floor for the first time, number 34. Did not play yesterday, bothered by a stomach virus. And they really didn't need her, did they?
not in yesterday's game. An easy win over Loyola in the quarterfinals, and I don't know how good that was for them to prep for this game, because it definitely has a different tone and a different style, and it may take them more than 2 or 3 minutes to get into their game.
There's Alan Spock attempting a runner. Alan Spock, third-team all-conference performer. She was the MAAC Rookie of the Year a year ago. You talk about that game last year. They beat Loyola 81-27. Largest margin of victory in the tournament history. Cook with a stop in the pot.
Fewest points scored also by a team in the MAAC championships.
Yesterday, Cook had 18 points and 8 boards in the win against St. Peter's. Iona 18-12 overall.
We see Ricketts out on the court too. She had a mild concussion in yesterday's game, and she was uncertain too at game time, but she passed all the tests. So they're going to let her give it a try and see how she responds.
Ricketts over Allen Spot. And Iona is beating Marist for the spot.
They're just a half a step quicker today.
Marist won both regular season meetings, 81-58 in Poughkeepsie back on January 6th, February 1st down in New Rochelle. Marist 69, Iona 60. They have met in the MAAC finals each of the last 2 years. Allen Spock. And Fregosi comes back for the ball. Fregosi at a Massapequa, New York. The lead ahead there. And the missed attempt by Pelagoric. Pelagoric comes off the bench, a big presence, 6'3". Fitz using window.
And that's an added dimension of her game that we didn't see much of last year, Dean.
She stepped out, much like we saw in the first game. Bindu Lowenthal improving her perimeter game. Something you can work on, obviously, in the offseason by yourself.
And she has improved. Last year, she was pretty much within 10-foot kind of player, posting up, short jump shots.
And Cook nails another left baseline jumper. Marist has not adjusted to getting Cook some defensive pressure.
She came out red hot.
13-9, Gales lead it. Gang fresh into the ball game. Pelagoric will clear the glass.
Yeah, if I'm Coach Georges, I'm not happy about that shot. Quick for Gang to take that shot coming off the bench, especially after not playing yesterday. And Ricketts takes the ball to the goal. Great shot there.
2009 Citizens Bank MAAC Basketball Championships. We're in the second phase of our semifinals today with Iona on a quick 4-point lead over Marist. And Iona's gotten great fuel from their leading scorer, Tazina Cook.
I think of Cook as more of a slasher driving type player, but they've given her open looks and she's taken them. She's taken 3 shots and made all 3. Nobody gets out. And she drills it.
Another key number in the ball game, as you see the numbers there on Cook. Seasonal numbers, 14.7, 6.8 boards, leads the team in both categories, and the steals, 3.4. The Foxes already have turned the ball over 4 times. In the win against Loyola yesterday, in 40 minutes, they turned it over 9 times.
Unusual for them. They're usually much better in taking care of the basketball.
So Loyola only had 27 points yesterday in 40 minutes, and Iona already with 13 points here in the first 6 minutes of this one. Cook went the right side this time. Gang for the clear.
But Iona has done a nice job of kind of mixing things up, keeping Marist out of their rhythm. Again, another quick shot. She's open, and you'd like to think you want Fitz to take that shot, but a little quick in the shot clock.
Tony Bozzello went to the bench early to get Pelagoric in there in favor of Ivkovic. He's been bothered by the ankle problem. Christine Best checks in for Marist, wearing number 22. Had good minutes yesterday, along with Lindsey Johnson wearing number 31 and Gang. So Georges goes early to the bench. Fitz couldn't get the face-up shot. Works it the other way with a foul.
It's amazing how she contorts her body sometimes. Palagorich is a big body to get by. And she just contorts her arms there and gets the bucket and the foul.
Fitz seasonal numbers, 61% from the field to lead the MAAC. Starts today, 1,780 career points, the all-time leader in points scored in Marist history, with an outside shot at becoming the all-time leading scorer in MAAC history. Both teams shooting the rock well. Ivkovic is checked back in with Palagorich, and the steal by Best. On a lead-out, she's got gang. Unselfish pass to Vianney, and you don't want to foul Vianney. She led the league in free throw percent this year.
And a good foul to commit, though. I don't think you give that one up. But a great job by Best at doubling down there and just taking the ball. She drops it down to her waist, makes herself half as tall as she normally is, and the little guard takes it away.
So Vianney on the first attempt. 88.6 accuracy on the season in the regular season. Tony Bozzella, who has lost 19 straight times to this Marist program, and Brian Georges. We said earlier they were friends. If I'm Bozzella, I'm not talking to that guy.
Well, he's in a great position, Coach Bozzella, because he's got a very young team. His oldest starter is only a junior. He's got some great freshmen in the program, and he has McLean coming back next year and Lutz, both from medical redshirt. So he's sitting looking pretty good for next year. He's looking good for this year, but next year I think for Iona will be even better.
First time on the floor for number 31, Marisa Flagg. Inside, nice give up pass. Cook. Ivkovic had problems on the baseline. And we're coming to you from Albany, New York, the site of the 2009 Citizens Bank MAAC Championships. Second semifinal of the day between Iona and Marist. From the Times Union Center, along with Mike Ryan, I'm Dean Darling. Thanks so much for joining us. Iona in the maroon, Marist in the white. Marist the higher seed, the number 1 seed. As we start today in the regular season, they went 16-2. Iona tied for 4th with St. Peter's at 10-8 in the MAAC. And on the shot clock, violation. They did get it off in time. That was a long attempt by Ivkovic. Lindsey Johnson. That's part of her arsenal. So Best pushes it up court. A wide open Lindsey Johnson. Timeout by Bozzella.
That was almost at the Iona bench where she took that shot from. She is almost on the sideline. Gee.
Ivkovic very late getting out there.
Late getting out there, but that's a long shot.
Well beyond the men's three-point arc.
Yes, maybe NBA three-pointer there.
One of the several Ohioans on this year's Marist team. Brian Georges has several brothers and sisters that live out in that state. I think they give him a little edge there.
I think they serve as a pipeline for recruiting for him in that state.
Don't miss out on the excitement. It's still not too late to get your tickets for the Citizens Bank MAAC Basketball Championships now through Monday here at the Times Union Center in Albany. Get your tickets now by calling 1-800-30-EVENT or log on to www.timesunion.com. MAAC Madness, the tradition continues. Foxes have taken a 17-13 lead on the strength of that three-pointer by Lindsey Johnson. And Ford. It's a two-pointer. Christina Ford named the MAAC Rookie of the Year this year. What a find for Tony Bozzella. Best entering it now for Johnson. And Johnson has scored back-to-back buckets. That time in the face of Tomica Bacic. Bacic off the runner. Gang threw it away. Flagg. Then she lost it.
Flagg, another one of the Iona Gales, is kind of nicked up and banged up from yesterday's game. I see she has a little sleeve on that left knee.
Fitz took a tumble. Fitz draws the double team. Stumbles and travels. 6 turnovers on the Foxes, but they do lead by 4. 11:08 remains here in the opening half. Iona led earlier by 4. Marist on a 10-2 run to lead now by 4. The MAAC and Rider University are proud to serve as the host of the 2009 NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship, Trenton Regional, March 29th and the 31st at Sovereign Bank Arena in Trenton, New Jersey. For ticket information, dial up 609-656-3224 or visit www.sovereignbankarena.com. So the Fox is really the only blemish here in the first half. The 6 turnovers.
6 turnovers.
But the shooting has been good, knocking down 7 of their first 11 shots. All 3 free throws have been made. 2 of 4 on threes.
And uncharacteristic of Marist to turn the ball over and not really force turnovers. Just careless passes.
Marissa Flagg at the point. 5'5" sophomore from Queens. Played just 4 games last year, injured a knee against Providence, and sat out the rest of the year. Short arm that time by Cook. Lindsey Johnson's given him a real lift off the bench. Last year's 6th player of the year in the MAAC. Let's see with the basketball. She's loading and hitting.
And she is unconscious today.
Marist now has knocked down 3 of 5 on threes. 2 of 2 for Johnson. Ivkovic on the travel. 5 turnovers on the Gales, and they're used to that number. They turn it over at a rate of 19 times a game. After being up by 4, Marist on a 13-2 run concerns that gentleman, Tony Brazella. What a job he has done turning this program around. His first year, they only had 1 win. He kept persevering, and now 4 straight winning years.
He's an excellent coach, and like I said, his best year with this group is still to come.
A tumble by Vianney with a made basket and a free one.
And they solved the mystery of that 2-2-1 that time by attacking the basket. Just a real heads-up look there by Brandy Gang. A nice cut to the goal by Vianney.
Anja Ivkovic on her first foul. Vianney buried 2 earlier. She has known Brian Georges basically her entire life. And Brian Georges, former Our Lady of Lourdes high school coach, where Vianney played for him. And she went to Rhode Island, didn't play there, and then came back to Poughkeepsie to play for Georges. And she's a 5th-year senior now. Ivkovic goes long. Ford and Gang on the tie-up. Marist gets the arrow.
And I think if this becomes a contest of 3-point shooting, Iona goes down. I think they need to do a better job of attacking the basket and particularly attacking Fitz when she's in the game.
Just as you were commenting, Brazella was telling Ivkovic, settle down. We don't need our post players shooting those threes.
No, and they're early in the possession, and I just don't think they can win the game by trying to outshoot Marist from the 3-point arc.
Ford off the elbow. Have to like her game.
Terrific young freshman. Also leads his team in steals.
Led the conference in steals. So 6 points for the freshman, Christina Ford from Fresh Meadows, New York.
Here we see a little 2-3 zone by Iona.
In and out for Alan Spock. 1 and done as the Gales clear. Fugosi was out for a period of time. Fugosi, recruited player out of the Long Island area. 5 varsity years she played in high school. Scored over 1,000 career points.
But those changes in defense are part of the Iona plan today to try to control the tempo and try to change the rhythm of the Marist team. Good kick, good second pass there.
Fitz is back in. Luterzo will leave. Each team with 3 fouls on the board. Ricketts out there with Bocic, along with Ford, Fugosi, and Palagoric. Entry, Palagoric. And Gang got a piece of the ball and her.
Palagoric is going to be a great player in this league game. He's the only basketball player that I've ever seen, though, that wears the blackety-black under her eyes. I've never seen another player.
You have to tell that story.
Well, apparently it was started as kind of a joke to get her to play tougher. and it stuck, and she's continued to wear that through the course of this season.
And you see the black underneath. You think it's helping her?
She's improved dramatically this year, so maybe whatever works.
You hear that about European players not being as strong or as maybe a little bit soft, but we saw Ivkovic yesterday really get roughed up, and I have to give her credit. She has come back from a high ankle sprain and a nose injury where she got cracked pretty good.
That they think may be broken, and she's playing without a mask.
Yes.
So there's no question about her toughness.
Break the press, foul line jumper, Bianchi. Clear Palagorich. Ricketts lost the handle, but finishes it.
1-on-3, and she takes it to the goal.
Co-captain on this year's team, the only senior, Naima Ricketts. 6-0 run by the Gales to cut Marist's lead to 4. It'll be an inbound for Allensbach.
Coach Bozell is probably saying, hold up, hold up, hold up. Oh, great shot.
Yeah, you're right. With Johnson joining them, it was really a 1-on-4.
It was.
There's Fitz on the perimeter, aiming it down for Johnson. Ricketts saw it coming and dislodged the ball. Rachel Fitz heads to the media timeout in her huddle. Her team up 5-4 in our second semifinal today.
Or in a college. Cutting-edge academic programs, a faculty that's second to none, great recreational opportunities and residence halls. How about a college that will provide you with the education you need to become a leader in your profession and in your community? If that's what you're looking for in a college, you'll find it at Canisius. To learn more about Canisius College, call 1-800-843-1517 or visit us on the web at canisius.edu. Canisius College, where leaders are made.
7:57 left here in the first half. Marist coming back from a deficit to take a lead of 4, 25-21. But one of the ladies they have relied on throughout the year is Lindsey Johnson off the bench.
And when you play 3 games in 3 days, you need players to come off the bench and give you a spark, which she has done with a 3-point shot, the turnaround jumper, and the nice little back screen that frees her for the other 3-pointer. Terrific job by Johnson coming off the bench.
Hitting on a third of her shots this year on threes, 44% of field goals overall. Her season high, 17 against Manhattan earlier this year. Marist set, Allensbach, Fitz, Johnson, Bianchi, and Karan on the floor. They'll have to beat the shot clock. And Johnson using window. And look at the smile on her face.
Well, the bank is open for her, too. It was open earlier in the other semifinal game.
Amanda Cabo had hit a window 3 for Canisius. Same reaction, big smile. Penetration that time by Fregosi. Fitz with the clear. So Marist now 4 of 7 on threes. Saved by Johnson. Xenia, Ohio, her hometown. Fitz off the give and go for the save to Johnson. Will take the shot clock under 10 again.
It's a tough matchup down there for Fitz with Palagorich on her. It's a big body for her to contend with.
And Fitz tried to draw the foul and runs into 2 cement blocks.
Yes.
And a shot clock violation.
She meets Palagorich and Bocek. And that was a contested shot. She's feeling it today. And she may have a little bit to prove today. She was our 6th man of the year last year. That award this year went to Ellie Radke from Canisius, and maybe she just feels she has a little bit to prove today.
And the block outside as Ford had hit 6 of her first 10 shots before that. Johnson runner. Johnson with that strong upper body can turn into that basket and draw fouls.
She's playing today with a sense of urgency that I haven't seen in the last month or so. She says, I can do this too, coach, and takes it the length for the foul.
Foul earlier on Ricketts. There's the touch pass down to Fitz at 7.
Poor decision there by Ford to try to tip that ball. She should have just stayed behind, made her shoot over.
Tony Bozzella has to be concerned. His team down by 9. Cook tries to cut into it. And it's one and done. Best on the lead out for Allensbach. Vianney anchored on the wing for 3. That's been a good spot between Johnson and Vianney on the court.
And you cannot lose her in transition. You have to know where she is every second in transition.
8-0 run by Marist to lead now by double digits. Here's for Gosey. For Ricketts, left open, and they needed that triple.
Right, and much better series that time. They created some rhythm with their little dribble handoff, a much better flow. She gets an open look. They can't beat Marist if they just come down and take the first available 3.
Gosey got on the back of Vianney. Vianney scores their last 5 with a free one coming.
And the veteran takes the youngster to school on that cut.
Vianney's played a lot of ball for Brian Georges. I mentioned she started playing AAU ball at the age of 10. A Poughkeepsie resident, the home of the Marist Red Foxes. In the MAAC this year, #1 in free throw accuracy, 4th leading scorer, 3rd in assists, 4th in three-point percent, 4th in three-pointers made, 2nd in assists to turnover, 8 steals, on and on we go. That's why she's MAAC first team. Ford, the leading scorer, and she's basically been the scoring today. Ricketts, they're going to allow her to shoot. Before she hit that 3, she was just 2 of 14 on threes this season.
Right, and they had Cook posted up really well down in the paint and didn't get the ball to her.
Well, the prize recruits for Brian Georges is Christine Best. They say she's out of the mold of Nikki Flores. Nice block by Cook. Flores, of course, graduating. Marist lost a lot when you think about it through graduation as we're getting at the end of this possession. 3 on the shot clock. Ivkovic will use those elbows and wrap down that rebound. Marist losing the services of Meg Dahlman, Sarah Smurdell, and Nikki Flores. They went out and restocked with some great freshmen. Ivkovic. She didn't get it, but she'll get 2.
I think Allensbach got the worst of that deal.
Best picked up the personal. 5 on Marist, 5 on Iona. Anja Ivkovic from Serbia. Almost 80% shooter in the regular season. 3rd team all-conference player. She had a big game out on the coast at 28 against San Francisco, a non-conference game.
Lindsey Johnson gets a big hand from the Marist crowd here for her efforts in this first half.
And Fitz for the rebound. Fitz led them in rebounding this year with 9 a game, led the conference in fact. Coriel Yard, first time on the floor, another freshman in the Pennsylvania area for Marist. Vianney had it knocked away by Flagg. Kept there by Marist with the shot clock rolling, and Allensbach stepped into a 3 there. Too much of a step. 8 turnovers on Marist.
I'd like to see them try to get that ball to Cook down in the post. She's got a little size on Allensbach. Be a good matchup there to try to get her posted. I don't know what he's saying over there. Maybe that's what they're looking to do.
Marissa Flagg played high school ball at Cardoso High School down in Queens. And this shot clock will go under 5. Ivkovic was tied up on the play. And Brian Georges not happy with that call. It's a foul against the Red Foxes. And there's a disgruntled Brian Georges. As the baseline official just stood there and did not make the call. We'll be back after this. Three minutes and 39 seconds left here in the opening half. Marist leading by 11 over Iona in our second semifinal of the day. MAAC championship winners Previously, cross country, Iona won in both the men's and the women's division. Fairfield dominating the men and women's soccer. Siena won volleyball, men's swimming Loyola, women's swimming Ryder, and the men's indoor and the women's indoor track and field won by Manhattan.
There's Fitz with the little layup inside, the nice kick to Vianney. And then the backdoor cut by Vianney. Just some real good ball movement, good cutting by the Marist Red Foxes.
14 today for Vianney, 11 by Johnson, 25 of their 36. The three ball has been kind, 5 for 9. And Rachel Fitz, playing her ordinary game, has 7 points in 15 minutes and 5 boards.
You hear coaches say, well, to beat Marist, we want to do this or we want to do that. But Marist can beat you in so many ways. They can up-tempo and beat you. They can run half-court offense and beat you. They defend well and they rebound well.
You know, when they lost those 2 games to Canisius and Fairfield at home, they didn't always have the third option. They had, obviously, Vianney and Fitz, who scored 49% of their points, but people like Johnson and Allensbach weren't stepping up.
It's an excellent point. At that point in the season, they did not have a third option. They lost Dahlman, Flores, Smurdell, and they had to find that person or people to step up.
Vianney, long looping pass for Fitz from Seven Hills, Ohio.
And I think to be an effective basketball team, you've got to have 2.5 or 3 scores. Your third scorer doesn't have to be a great scorer, but you need somebody to fill that role. You'll see great ball movement by the Marist team. They recover from the double team, throw that extra pass, and find the open person.
2:52 remains here in the opening half, and Marist by 11.
Oh, silly foul by Fitz.
Kind of slumps her shoulders, head
Yeah,
back.
she knows.
She plays so hard, that's only her first foul. 7, though, on Marist.
You see Brian George is saying be smart, and she knows she's one of the most competitive people in this league. So her disgust is probably directed at herself.
Right. Seven Hills, Ohio is near the Cleveland area. Her parents drive in on a regular basis to see her play. It's good. They'll get a new attempt. Marissa Flagg on the year averaging just under 4 a game. Wrapped down there by Fitz.
And Iona has not connected on their second free throw, I don't think, this half.
Made basket again by Fitz. Watch out, Iona, if she gets on track. And Fitz, just like that's in double digits with 11.
Well, I think if you had asked Coach Bozella before the game, would he give Fitz those shots, he would say yes. I don't think he thought she could beat them from the perimeter, but she's shooting very well from 15 to 18 feet today.
Dave Freed is our statistician here courtside, handing us a note. Marist has now assisted on 12 of their 15 made field goals.
It's that extra pass that they look for that has bolstered their assist numbers in the first half. Great rebound. Just unable to finish there by Cook.
Iona gets back well in transition. The trail is Johnson. Crowd takes a big gas every time she touches that ball in the perimeter. Setting up Fitz. Nothing but twine again for Rachel Fitz, who's coming on strong.
And she's done it facing the basket in this first half.
Two-time player of the year in the MAAC. She was the MVP of the MAAC championships a couple years ago as a freshman. Iona finds itself down by 14 here in the final minute and a half of the first half.
We've talked about this before, Dean. You can blink your eyes with a tie score, big basket there, much needed basket, and blink your eyes, and Marist has gone on a 10-0 run. They score in really quick burst.
And a 3 made by Tomica Bacic, another European brought in by Tony Bozella out of Croatia. Gang saves on the sideline. And Vianney, well, she got hammered. Again, Vianney, who is stellar at the free throw line, goes back there for 2 more tosses. Second one on Tessina Cook. There's Tony Bozzella working on the sideline. Officials today are Tom Danaher, Gary Schimmel, and Kevin Rulin. Julia Vianney says she might give Europe a try, play over there in the pros. Several young ladies from the MAAC have gone over there and been successful. Well, coming up at halftime, 2008-2009 MAAC Women's Awards. We'll have a video on that and our first half highlights and stats. They had a big game in the opener against Albany down in Poughkeepsie back in November. Season high 26 points. Marist is perfect at the free throw line, a 7-for-7 number. Here they are, one of the top shooting teams in the nation. They're top 10 at 78.5%. Fregosi, joined by Palagorich with Cook, Ford, and Bocic on the floor right now. Here in the final minute of the first half. It's a physical game, that's for sure.
It's a physical game today, but not as physical as the one we saw yesterday that Iona won over St. Peter's to advance. And I think that game may have taken its toll on this Iona team. They're pretty banged up, maybe a little fatigued. Whereas Marist had a much easier route to get to the semifinal game. It's good to see Ricketts in and out. Again, she was questionable because of a mild concussion.
It'll be Alan Spock coming back in. Tony Bozzella talking to some of his assistants on the sideline. There's Ford's numbers. And again, Ford with the big year, stealing the basketball. Tied for 28th in the nation.
I like
73 steals.
I like Coach George's style on the sideline, though. I said, you don't stand much. And he said, I can't talk to my assistants if I'm standing.
And he said they can't see behind her.
That's true. But he depends on a lot of feedback from his assistant coaches on the bench during games.
And Bozzella, he just goes up and down the sideline the whole game. But he's only 5'6".
He's not very tall, but he has a lot of energy.
Another turnover, double digits in miscues for Marist with 10. That's not going to make that man happy.
Iona's done a great job of doubling the ball. Again, creating a turnover there, forcing Marist out of a rhythm, out of their comfort zone, and I think they need to do more of that.
Bozzella will take out Milica Palagorich in favor of Ivkovic. 6-second differential between the game and the shot clock. Marist can play it down to the final shot. Here's Alan Spock turning the corner. Offensive foul.
Excellent call. Great position there by Ivkovic.
Anja Ivkovic is in the proper position, draws the charge.
And that takes guts, too, after the game she had yesterday, playing with a nose that's probably broken, really high ankle sprain.
After injuring the ankle, she had to come back here and get some treatment last night. Here's Ricketts in the final seconds of the half. Ivkovic got the distance over Best, but comes up empty on that possession. Rachel Fitz with a stellar first half and really turned it on over the last 7-8 minute period. 13 points, 8 boards, and knocking down 2/3 of her shots. Score at halftime. Marist 44, Iona 32. We'll be back with the MAAC halftime report after this.
At Fairfield University, we explore big questions, complicated ideas, and unlimited possibilities.
In a community of learners representing diverse beliefs, opinions, and experiences.
Actively engaged in a caring, supportive, and fun community.
Our education prepares us to be thoughtful, global citizens, serving the common good.
At Fairfield University, you will get an inspiring education.
For an inspired life. Welcome to Marist College, a liberal arts college bridging the traditions of the past with the tools of the future, drawing inspiration from the historical, cultural, and artistic heritage of the Hudson River Valley. Marist College holds fast to the timeless values of its rich heritage while embracing advanced technology in the service of education.
Lights, set design, makeup, costumes, directing, playwriting, stage management, stage combat, voice, dance. There's so much more to theater than just acting. Here, I can learn it all. Check it out at niagara.edu/theater.
Niagara University, education that makes a difference.
I think they're going to have to in the second half.
That was Art Himmelberger you saw earlier, and he is just full of excitement and energy as the band director of the Marist Red Foxes, who are here in a full contingent as the cheerleaders and the dance team. So the turnover right there. Marist basketball. Allen Spock, Karan, Fiati, Fitz. Later's on the floor. Some three-quarter pressure facing Marist.
Little 1-3-1 here.
Fox is 27-3 this year. Short on by Vianney on a new set. Here's Karan. Didn't take a shot in that first half. And the Gales will get it. Well, we talked about Marist winning back-to-back MAAC postseason championships. They've been ranked this year at one time in the nation. Ranked as high as 21st, and they lost a couple MAAC games and a foul on Laterza. And the latest polls this week, 32 in one poll and 28 in the ESPN coaches poll, say they got to the championship game in the event, as we will take another look here at the drive by Ivkovic. Let's say they do advance to the championship game. They play Canisius. If Canisius were to win that, they get the automatic bid. Of course, Marist is protected. They could go to the NIT in the postseason. But what are the chances of Marist getting an at-large bid in the NCAA tournament? I know you hate when I ask you those
Thanks
questions.
for putting me
You're
on the
looking
spot.
at me with
I know. Well, there's quite a bit of discussion that would go into that. I say if they lose today, they are on the bubble. But if they get to the championship game, obviously they win, they go. They lose, I still think they get a bid. They may be on the bubble, but I think they've done enough to get in.
Their strength of schedule has been a little suspect this year.
Well, it is, but how can you fault Marist? I can't tell you the number of schools that Brian Georges would like to play that won't play Marist.
He did go to Oklahoma. He got beat there by 20 plus, but talking about good scheduling, he's got Oklahoma as well as Tulsa coming back next year into the McCann Center at Marist. That's a nice 3-by-4.
Pretty good start here by Iona. We'll get back to the Marist bubble situation as we get closer to the end of this game.
Overplay by Cook. He's got Ricketts on the backside, and the finish by Tessina Cook, a first-team all-conference player.
I think their primary concern right now is to finish this game and win this game, get to the championship, and then we'll see what happens.
That's definitely.
But I don't think you can fault Marist for strength of schedule, and that they have tried very hard to schedule tough teams, and a lot of teams aren't willing to play them.
That happens in the mid-majors.
Sure.
Fitz 6 for 10 now from the field. She misses her first shot. Ivkovic, nice whirling move. Brandy Gang has the rebound. Gang again sat out yesterday with a stomach virus. And her roommate is Emily Stallings, and she too has been bothered by the same stomach bug.
And she's not played today. I don't think she feels well.
Their roommates back at campus as well, Brian Georges was telling me. I think he just wants to quarantine those two.
And Ivkovic looks to me with that high ankle sprain as if she's okay laterally, but she just can't seem to get any lift. Her shots are coming up short.
She was 0 for 6 from the field in the first half, 0 for 3 on threes. Here's Fitz. Feeling pressure on the backside for Karan. Little shovel for Fitz. He'll take the shot clock under 5. And a timeout is called. Ivkovic going down there battling between Gang and Fitz. So Tony Bozzella calls his team off the floor. They've made a little bit of a run, down by 12 and a half. They've got it to 8 right now. At Albany with Marist in a lead of 8, 46-38. Second semifinal of the day. Canisius has already won, and Marist had an opportunity here for Fitz to take a foul line jumper.
Vianney drove the lane there, and I think should have pulled up and taken that shot. And she kicks it back out. But a great job here by Iona. Yeah, I'd like to have seen her. Actually, that was Karan. I called that Vianney. I'm sorry, that was Karan. But great hustle, great job by the Iona Gales. You see Ivkovic back with the mask now. She may have taken another hit to the nose in the second half.
Got cracked in the nose against St. Peter's in the first half yesterday. Was bleeding rather heavily. They went in and fixed her up. Then she came back out in the second half and injured an ankle. Was carried off the court. Came over last night. Got more treatment here at the Times Union Center and started today.
Well, we've talked about this before, Dean. If you're not banged up this time of year, you're not playing hard enough. Everybody's hurt. Everybody's tired. Everybody's a little nicked up and banged up, and you just have to play through it.
Is Johnson off her first shot of the second half, another 3. She had 11 first half points. She only missed one shot in that first half. And Tony Bozzella is probably holding his head. Oh no, she's in there now.
She did not cool off at halftime.
And a miss inside. Rebound foul going against the Gales.
But you have to pick your poison here with this Marist team. I mean, if you slough off on somebody, leave her open, there's always somebody that can drill that three-point shot.
Gets a lot of air under that shot. Alan Spock looking for Vianney, and she'll go deep. And Johnson warded off the defender with one arm, got the ball, draws a hold.
And Ivkovic is saying, what happened here?
Ivkovic called it a personal. Let's get another look.
Yes, well,
kind of an arm lock.
It looked like an arm wrestling match. I think you let that go and play on, girls.
Second foul on Ivkovic. Alan Spock has all those things that a coach loves. The steals, boxing out, shooting the 3. Talking about shooting the 3. Elise Karan. And on the year of making only 23%, even though the second half of the year she shot much better outside the arc.
And created by good dribble penetration.
Cook did a good job posting an equal great pass off the bounce by
I'd like to see
Fergosi.
more of that. I'd like to see them take advantage of her size and athleticism down in the post.
Fergosi's been quiet today as the floor general. She had the good game yesterday against St. Peter's.
A little quiet today, maybe because she's not scoring like she did yesterday, but I think in general still a very good floor game.
And going against very good defenders.
Absolutely, and I like her on the court for Iona. She's calm. She never seems to get rattled.
They had to shoot that one.
If that one had gone in.
Yeah, house would have come down.
Yes. I'd like to see more of this from the Iona Gales. Cook establishing position down low, because once she gets it there, it's almost always a score or a foul.
St. Peter's College, success is a team effort. St. Peter's College. Education one student at a time.
Marist has a double-digit lead over Iona. Iona the 5 seed. Marist the number 1 seed here in the 2009 Citizen Bank MAAC Women's Basketball Championships. Big win for Marist over at Hartford. And Rachel Fitz, as she's having a good game today, had a big game with a double-double.
I said the redhead looks good in pink as well. She had a terrific game and a critical win for Marist. Should they not win this MAAC championship, it's a big win for them if they're on the bubble for the NCAA tournament.
And that win ended Hartford's 34-game home unbeaten streak. There's Marist's tournament resume overall, 27-3 as we start today. The RPI at 39. They did lose at Oklahoma. Fairfield and Canisius were home losses, and leading the MAAC in 11 of 19 statistical categories. When they take a look at you from the NCAA, they usually look at you, how did you do the last month of the season, your strength of schedule. It's a wide shot there by Ford. Marist winning 32 games a year ago. They won the MAAC championship with a win against this Iona team and got a number 7 seed. That's strong.
They've had 2 outstanding years in postseason play, and the committee would say that doesn't have any bearing on this year, but I think subconsciously it does because they've had great success in the NCAA postseason the last 2 or 3 years. Johnson again with a little up and under. Ford gets her with the body.
Ford with the personal right there, as you mentioned. Her first foul. Karana's taken out. Christine Best, who played well in that first half, is back in, a freshman. 8 minutes. She had 2 assists, 1 steal.
Well, that's about the only blemish on her game today is 2 missed free throws.
First time Marist has missed at the line. Remember, they were 7 for 7 in the first half. Naima Ricketts cruising inside. And Fitz with another double-double. Her 11th board of the ballgame. To go along with 15 points. She'll leave it behind for Vianney. They like to run that little curl. And there's your 2 top scorers combining for a made basket.
And you're right, excellent read by Vianney, just to curl off the screen. Fergosi gets caught behind, there's nothing she can do. You go behind the screen, she pulls up and shoots a jumper. You fight over the top and you get caught and she curls to the basket.
Ricketts hits a 3. And then Fitz, I believe, went down heavily. No, check it, it's Allensbach. And now the officials got to confer what happened first. Got a made basket and then a foul afterwards on a takedown.
Looks like the foul was on Cook.
So Ricketts gets the 3.
Have to watch 15 here. I think the foul was on her.
And that's her 4th personal foul as you get another view. There's the...
Well, that was a takedown. I think that probably is a foul in most everybody's book. She just flung her out of the way.
And the shot had gotten in the air, so it's the made bucket.
Yeah.
And then the 4th foul on Cook, which is key because we have 13 and a half minutes left. She's their leading scorer. Fitz attacking against Palagorich. Was knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, not a smart play by Cook there as one of the veteran players on this very young Iona team.
Johnson off the inbound. Out to Best on an elbow 3. Ford will get the rebound. Christina Ford. Denied there by Fitz. Ivkovic got hooked on the way up. And just about every time down we see a player falling down on both of the lanes.
Very nice post feed. Draws the foul there.
2 on Johnson.
They need more of that.
Good
hands by Vianney.
Yeah, they have the ball dislodged. Marist will go with the 2 freshmen now, Gang and Best, along with Vianney, Fitz, and Johnson. Fitz, the all-time leading scorer in Marist history. Accomplished that about mid-season this year, surpassing Ursula Winner, who had accomplished it back in the early 80s at Marist. First one on Marissa Flagg. And again, Marist so adept at shooting free throws, especially during the tenure of Brian George. It's something they practice hard at. 6th best in the nation in the regular season at 78.6%.
He's a great believer in your routine, in establishing a rhythm at the free throw line, far more than he is your technique at the free throw line. You watch a kid like Vianney shoot. She doesn't have the greatest technique at the free throw line, but she has a great rhythm, a great routine, and she shoots it the same every time she steps up there. I've always thought they shouldn't call it free throws because that implies that it's easy. And
sometimes it's
free
harder.
Throws, it is.
There's the mental aspect of the ball game.
Free throw shooting's like a biathlon or about biathlete who skis like mad, then has to drop in a prone position and collect their breath and shoot a rifle. And that's what free throw shooting is.
You make a good point because you have all this adrenaline in the competition, and then you go there and everybody's looking at you.
And then you've got to stop and collect yourself and shoot a shot not in rhythm.
Especially the last 5 minutes of a ball game. Fitz got clobbered. Help defense here by Ford. The Marist crowd doesn't like that, nor does Brian George's.
It's a good look inside. Get that over the top of Palagorich and very hard foul.
Real hard pass to pull off, too. Rachel Fitz continues to add to her point total on the year. 83% accuracy. Scored over 2,000 points in her career. Some people ask, well, you probably could have gone to a bigger school coming out of the Ohio region. The fashion program at Marist pulled her in.
I think that was the deciding factor.
In fact, teammates call her up in the offseason. They want to know what the new trends are.
You're right about that. Even Alyssa Kresge, who's director of basketball operations for the MAAC, calls her up for fashion tips.
Largest lead of the ball game right now for Marist at 15. They won the first meeting by 23 in the regular season, the second one by 9. Ivkovic fighting hard to get to the ball. Flagg has played in every game Iona has played in this year. And Best has given away inches there on Ford. 11:53 remains here in the second half. Marist has expanded a 12-point lead at halftime. They've pushed it to 15.
And character, where you're part of a team, a place of academic rigor that builds leaders, offering opportunity and values that prepare you for change, leadership, and life. The tradition, the community of Siena, educating for success, one student at a time.
53 seconds remaining in our second semifinal today. Marist by 15. Get your tickets now for the MAAC Baseball Championships at Waterfront Park in Trenton. That's in New Jersey, obviously, May 21st through the 23rd. Buy your tickets. Call 609-394-3300 or go to MAACsports.com for more information. Coaching matchup today. Good buddies, both in their 7th year in their programs. Georges to the right, Bozella to the left. Bozella still hasn't beaten Brian Georges in several tries.
It's a tough road to get through Marist to get to the MAAC championship, but I would not shed tears for this Iona program. He has done a tremendous job. Iona lost 5 seniors last year, 2 of whom were 1,000-point scorers, and he's back in the semifinals of the MAAC tournament, MAAC championship, with a very young team. 1 senior, Naima Ricketts. He has McLean coming back from a medical red shirt. He has Lutz coming back from a medical red shirt. And I think he's done a tremendous job with this team.
Hey, look at it. He's got the Rookie of the Year coming back, Christina Ford. And that is she right there, missing the ball. And you talked about Cook will be a senior. She'll be one of the leaders, obviously, of the program. And then he went to the European style of basketball with Bacic, Ivkovic, as well as Palagorich.
Right.
So he's got some presence on the front line.
So
Here's Gang.
I don't think the MAAC coaches are losing sleep over Iona and the condition of their program. I just think their best years are yet to come. As for Marist, as we said earlier in the broadcast, they've set the gold standard for this conference, and he just seems to reload now that he's established his program and fill in, and players step up, and once you start winning and get some national attention, he's getting interest from players that maybe never would have considered Marist.
You appear in the NCAA every year, and they've won 3 out of 5 games.
Went to the Sweet 16, and that exposure is great for your program. Plus, he's got a great staff. They do a terrific job identifying and recruiting players.
Megajevia, Aaron Ledger, and Keila Whittington assist Bryant Georges, and a foul underneath.
So you're looking at 2 outstanding programs in the MAAC. Maybe on a little different level now. Maybe Marist has the advantage with maturity and senior leadership, but like I said, I think next year this Iona team is going to be very difficult for everybody to handle.
Fairfield's going to take some hits. Paskin's going to leave. Lowen thought Canisius will take some hits. Cavo will move on. Bree Warner, only in the program for 1 year, transferred from Utah, will move on.
The 2 programs, the 4th and 5th seed in this tournament, St. Peter's the 4th seed, Iona the 5th seed, very competitive and return most of their players for next year. So you could see a little shift in the balance of power. As long as you have fits, you're going to be in the running, though. I don't see much slippage there for the Marist team, but you're right. Fairfield and Canisius are going to take some serious graduation losses.
Is Karan bulldogging her way inside. It's a charge. We'll check it, a traveling call, knocking over Ricketts. And Iona basketball here with 10 minutes and 18 seconds remaining. Tournament started on Thursday with the play-in round. Big upset in their first game. Niagara had only won 2 games coming in. Beat Ryder 71-67.
10 seed beat the 7 seed, and in the 4-5 game, Iona in the 5th spot beats the 4th seeded team. And you see with Marist losing on the road against Canisius and Fairfield, there's a little more balance in the league this year. It's great. I think it's great for everybody.
Gang called on the reach. And for Gang, that's their second personal. Each team has 6. They're just a second under the 10-minute mark. Coriel Yard checks in for the Foxes, wearing number 24. We talked about Georges going out and reloading the roster. She's from Leesport, Pennsylvania. Karan comes away, looking ahead for the toss. And Ricketts comes away with the theft. And the Marist crowd disgruntled. And then fouled on a 3-point shot. There's Bocic. And there's the chorus of boos from the Hudson Valley contingent. She's got leg whipped.
She gets tripped from behind there.
Bocic was the one who tripped her up. And Bocic is at the free throw line. That one.
In football, they would say wide left. Being a football color analyst, you're familiar with that phrase.
She had to dry those hands off after that one. She's there for a trio. Fouled it after shooting on a 3-point attempt by Gang. The Gangs take it out. Johnson's back in.
If you're watching Marist for the first time today, Brittany Gang was on the all-rookie team. Probably not seeing her best game because she is coming off a stomach virus, but I think one of the rising stars in this league.
She's got size, 6'2". Another Ohioan from Hartville, Ohio.
Already has more range than a player like Fitz, so I think it's just a matter of time before she establishes herself as a dominant player in this league.
Johnson off the miss, draws the foul from behind, and kind of a mock cheer from the Marist crowd. Palagorich picks up her second personal. Each team now with 7, and Lindsey Johnson there for a bonus situation. Says the biggest influence in her career is her mom. Her mom played at White State back in her day. She too from Ohio. First team all Ohio. Her junior and senior year of high school scored over 1,400 career points. Quite the day today for Lindsey Johnson with 16. She's 1 away from tying her career high.
She has been the difference in this Marist team today.
She's knocked it down from long range. She's played the dirty game down underneath. Then defended. Ford steps up, shorter shot using window.
Excellent ball movement there. You know, Iona's not out of this game, but I'd like to see them try to pick up this tempo just a little more. I think a faster tempo suits their style of play better.
Upcoming MAAC championships still on the ledger. The men's and women's tennis going off mid-April. Men's and women's rowing as well as golf. Women lacrosse will be played at Iona. Water polo at Marist. Men's lacrosse up there, Western New York in Canisius. Men's and women's outdoor track May 2nd and 3rd at Ryder. Softball will be contested at Marist College in Poughkeepsie. And baseball we plugged a couple times today. May 21st through 23rd at Waterfront Park, New Jersey for the 2nd straight year. So all kinds of activity in the MAAC. It's just not obviously a men's and women's basketball league. You have several different sports. They all compete for the MAAC Commissioner's Cup, which is a compilation of points at the end of the season from all the sports. This Fitz outletting for Alan Spock. Rotation again to Fitz. Overplay Ford, swats it ahead for Ricketts. Ford showing us why she led the league in steals this year.
Great anticipation, and I think we need to see that. Nice double again.
And it's flagged. The distance with a block foul.
And I think this tempo suits Iona much better than that half-court kind of. Marist has kind of carved out a workman-like lead in this game, and I think Iona's got to do something to change that tempo.
And the foul on Karan. Well, Tony Bozzella must have injected some type of enthusiasm during that last time out. They come up with 2 big defensive plays.
Pretty good defensive lineup he's got in here, too. I think with the ankle sprain, Ivkovic hurts him just a little. Not quite as mobile today.
Yard takes her instruction from Georges. Made there by Flag. So Iona, first thing is to get it under double digits. They've been trailing by as many as 13 here in the second half. And now it's down under 9. It's Vianney checking a 15-point deficit was facing them, and now down to 9. Vianney from the corner. Vianney will reload them. 8-minute mark. New possession for the Foxes. Fell out that time for Johnson. So Bozzella has decided to go with Ford. Out there with Flag, and on the other wing, Ricketts. And then up front, you got Bacic and Palagorich.
Chance for them to cut it to single digits before the media timeout. Pretty good look there by Ford.
Right to the wickets of Johnson. 7:35 remains here in regulation. Iona making a little bit of dent into Marist's lead. It's down to 9. Marist leads Iona 60-51. 7:35 remains here in the second half. Time to take a look at our Sirius XM stats of the game. Field goal percent. Remember, Marist at one point was shooting 59% at halftime. 35% overall for the Gales. Marist knocking out 16 of 27 in that first half. Only 4 of 15 here in the second half. 3-point numbers. Marist a couple more triples. Free throws. Iona's went there 21 times, making 2/3 of them. We've seen a difference here in philosophy. It seems that Tony Bozzella and his team have injected some enthusiasm into their defensive play.
They have played better defensively. They've held Marist to under 50% in the second half. but I'd like to see them change the tempo of this game, pick it up a little more, maybe extend their defense to the full 94 feet. Shots like that they have to make. But they're still into this game, even though you feel like Marist has control. I think it's because Marist has controlled the tempo. It's been essentially a half-court game, and I don't think that bodes well for Iona.
10-2 run by the Gales gets them within 7 now.
I mean, they have the guard play to really crank up the heat on this Marist team.
Ricketts, one of the shorter players on the court, comes down with that rebound.
I know they're a little banged up, but hey, you've got 6 minutes and 40 seconds in your season. You can rest in April, May, June, July.
There's Karan, picked up by Flagg. One of the other differences, they've made a change at point guard with Flagg instead of Fregosi. Flagg might bring him back. That quick guard tandem of Ricketts and Flagg. Off the block feed, it's Fitz.
Just a great look, and when they really need a basket, they go to their player of the year in Rachel Fitz.
19 points, 13 rebounds for Rachel Fitz. 1,780 career points as we started today. Little jig that time thrown there by Batu to the walk.
Fitz just flashes to the ball. And just a great feed there.
Yes, Fitz talking to her teammates. When you talk to Brian Georges, you say, who's the vocal leader? He goes, I really don't have a vocal leader. It's more by example between Fitz, Vianney, Johnson.
Yeah, if there is a vocal leader, it's him. And I think that's where they missed Flores in the overall scheme of things. She was not only a great lead guard, but a very vocal leader.
Third one on Christina Ford. Remember, they're doing a lot of this without their top scorer, Cook, who's on the bench with 4 personal fouls. Fitz had some great numbers this year in the regular season. 26-16 in the first meeting, 26-17 in the second meeting, and 20-13 so far today. You want to talk about a model of consistency.
Another great stroke on the free throw line.
How much pressure was on her? MAAC preseason player of the year, and she fulfilled that obligation. She won the award 6 different times and ends up player of the year again.
You know, I don't think she thinks about that. I really don't. She's such a competitor. She pushes herself extremely hard, and she just thinks about what she has to do to get better and what she has to do to help her team.
Finally, Ivkovic, her first made field goal. 0-6 from the field in the first half. And a 3-pointer at that. 64-56. Marist by 8. Wide by Karan. They'll allow her to shoot.
Right, they'll give her that shot. They just don't want Vianney to get a look at that shot.
Fregosi has come back on, along with Cook.
Great feed.
And a hard foul by Vianney.
Excellent foul, though. You just don't give up those shots.
So Vianney comes over at 5'7" and knocks down a 6'3" tree.
Hard foul.
Oh, Georges thought that Christine Ford had come down hard earlier on one of his players. There's Vianney. And Palagorich to shoot 2. 67% in the regular season. She was the MVP of the national championships over in Serbia a year ago. She's looking at maybe playing in the 2012 Olympics for her native country. Had a big game against Canisius earlier this year with 18. Ivkovic and Gang were tied up. And Gang is called for a clamp.
That was just a hustle play on the free throw line by Ivkovic.
We talked about Iona improving their program since Bozzella took over. His first year they were 1-27. There's Brian Georges. Since then, they've won 89 and 94. But the last 4 years, they've won 60% of their games, 76 and 51. So he's building. Little Birdie told you, don't feel too bad for Bozzella because he's got some players in the future on that roster. We're coming to you from the Times Union Center. It's the 2009 Citizens Bank MAAC Championships presented by Pepsi MAAC. Along with Mike Ryan, I'm Dean Darling. Iona maroon, Marist in the white. Coming up next, quarterfinal men's action. Fairfield and Manhattan.
Courageous shot by the freshman.
So Gang comes up big on her first perimeter made shot. Ricketts trying to match. Picked up by Fitz. We're talking about Kean with the long arms from Fairfield in our first meeting. Fitz has some long limbs as well.
She does, and she has great hands. Rarely do you see her miss a pass. She makes those guards look great by catching everything that comes in the post.
Catches everything two-handed. Clutches it. Will it dance? No. They would have given her continuation. Ivkovic picks up the personal foul. Head to break, 3:58 left. Regulation. Marist. The 2009 Citizens Bank MAAC Basketball Championships are brought to you by Pepsi Max. Your world gone Max. FYE, strictly for your entertainment. Verizon Wireless, the official wireless provider of the MAAC. New York Lottery, hey, you never know. Sirius XM, everything worth listening to is now on Sirius XM. And by the 2009 Citizens Bank MAAC Basketball Championships. Get your tickets by calling 1-800-30-EVENT or by logging on to www.timesunion.com. MAAC Madness, the tradition continues. One team already in the championship bracket, Canisius. Meanwhile, they await the winner of this game between Marist and Iona. Marist, three-time defending champ of the MAAC, and they lead it 67-58. Brian George has 4 times been named the MAAC Coach of the Year. 6 straight 20-win seasons, and he has the 17th best winning percentage of any active Division I head coach in America. Marist band continues to play here and enthuse the crowd. In fact, they got a standing ovation from the local residents of Marist, which is located in Poughkeepsie, New York, which is about a 90-mile drive north up here to Albany. Fitz continues to score that free throw line. Missed on that one. Do or die time right now for Iona.
A little sense of urgency here on offense, I think.
As for Gossi, an infrequent shot today. And a new set. Cook outstretched that time over Allenspot. 68-60 the Foxes. Scoring leaders, Fitz with a 22, Vianney with 18. Best out there with Allenspot, Vianney, Johnson, and Fitz flashing through the post. Allenspot's had a big day dishing the ball.
Nice change there by Iona to go to the 2-3 out of the timeout. Again, anything they can do to disrupt the tempo of this Marist team, I think, is to their advantage.
Another rebound for Fitz.
And they do need a sense of urgency on offense, but that was too quick. I didn't like that shot by Cook.
Once they foul again, it'll be double bonus time for Marist, as they have 9 right now, the Gales. Fitz posting, scoring, and 1. Vianney with a great pass to the block.
Ivkovic does a good job. She falls down, gets back up, but she's just slightly out of position. When Fitz catches it that deep, it's over. She's either going to score or score and get fouled.
I mean, you got a 5th-year senior, Vianney, recognizing that situation, getting the ball down to Fitz. O'Brien Georges, again, as we touched on it earlier, the all-time winningest coach in women's basketball history at Marist. And just keeps getting better every year. 13 wins his first year. He took over a program that was down in the dumps. 20 wins in his second year, 22, 23. Every year it goes up.
As I said earlier, he has set the gold standard for this league. And I've asked him before, have you ever thought about moving on? Have you thought about moving up in, another level? And he's very happy where he is. He loves living there. He's entitled, maybe the mayor of Poughkeepsie. He's very happy and loves his program, loves his school.
Don't miss out on the excitement. It's still not too late to get your tickets for the Citizen Bank MAAC Basketball Championships now through Monday here at the Times Union Center in Albany. Get your tickets by calling 1-800-30-EVENT or log on to www.timesunion.com. It's MAAC Madness. The tradition continues. Made basket needed right there by Tessina Cook.
Nice set play, having Cook come off that baseline screen for an open look.
So Georges elects to go with the freshman in the backcourt, best right down here in the final 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
We see some good execution out of timeouts today, Dean, I think, from both these coaches. There's one reason they're good coaches is that they can do that and they get their teams to do that.
3 on the shot clock. Last minute pass. Olin Ford bails out the Marist offense. Fitz got that very late into the shot clock.
Late in the possession. Not a good foul.
Marist has knocked down 85% of their free throws in the ball game. 18 of 21 now.
And Iona just can't seem to get over that 8 or 9 point hump.
And Marist goes to the free throw line at least 20 times a game. And if you're making 85%, that's a big part of your arsenal.
Making free throws is a great offense in and of itself.
The C's parted that time for Ricketts.
They did.
73-64. You talk about the urgency. Surprised they're not throwing more pressure off the made basket. As Cook deflects that ball. It hurt him with Cook being out over an extended period of time with 4 personal fouls.
It did hurt him. And, it's easy for us to sit here and say, oh, pick up full court. But to give up an uncontested layup or something in transition because you're pressing full court, it's demoralizing. It can take the heart out of your team.
Fitz wrapping up there with Ford. Arrow will give it back to Marist, and that's key because that gives him a fresh shot clock.
Right, but I think he thinks disrupting their tempo is probably more effective than full court pressure.
That could be the case. Alan Spock will be the inbounder. And they'll run new offense.
They should turn this over and run it deep into the shot clock.
And Fitz traveled with the ball. She slipped a little bit. She felt defense coming.
And a great job by Ivkovic to come over outside the lane and stop her.
Because he picks it up a 3/4 court. 20 turnovers today on Marist. That's a number that Georges will shake his head at the end of the game. A 3 made by Cook and a timeout from Iona's bench. Timeouts remaining. 3 there and 1 on the other side. Rachel Fitz, what a game she's had today. Another double-double.
And she's done it from everywhere. In the paint, on the perimeter, nice feed inside. I've been really impressed with her ability today to face up and score from 15 to 20 feet from the basket. We see a lot of that in her game, catching the ball off the feed inside. But she's done a great job facing the basket and scoring today.
And our Pepsi Max player of the game is Rachel Fitz, the player of the year in the conference. 27 points, 9 of 10 at the free throw line, 16 rebounds. So she scores 26, 26, and 27 in 3 meetings against these Gales. And she's not done yet.
No. Still has another 1:05 to play.
As Vianney hawked all the way down by Ricketts. Here's Johnson setting for three. And we're under a minute. Cook with a new opportunity. Ivkovic off a feed by Fregosi. And Fitz with that hair all over the place. Picks up her 17th rebound, which ties her career high.
Lost opportunity there to cut into this Marist lead. Just get the ball in that close and you've got to score.
He's still working it.
Still working.
Still
coaching.
He wishes Brian Georges would get another job. Georges rumored several times maybe he could move on to greener pastures, but you mentioned it earlier. He likes it in that Poughkeepsie market. As Bozella has never beaten his counterpart. Viani continues to stroke well at the free throw line. As I say that, misses on the second one. They need this one badly from Fregosi. Ivkovic on a three look.
Just no lift in her shot today, Dean. I think that ankle sprain has really bothered her.
So, Cook looking over to her bench. Christina Ford, the freshman, has fouled out on that foul against Fitz. This Iona team, a very tired group right now after a very physical and emotional game yesterday in the win against St. Peter's.
And that 4-5 slot is always tough. There's not much difference there between those two teams. And they laid a lot out on this court yesterday to get here. And maybe just not quite enough today. A free throw here, I think, might end it. Might put the final clamps on Iona.
Career high in rebounds today for Rachel Fitz with 17. Earlier, she had that number against Iona. And being as tired as she is, she still makes her free throw attempts. You know, Marist has won its last 71 games this year when they've scored 70 or more. That's an unbelievable statistic. And they got 76 up there right now. So Ricketts gets some offense there with another timeout called from the Iona bench.
And he's still coaching.
Why not?
You have to do this. It's a teaching point for this young team. You want to score, timeout, set up your defense, try to get a 5-second count, a steal, and if not, then foul right away. And they'll all be back next year, so I don't blame him. I continue coaching until his final horn goes off. We're talking about Fregosi maybe not playing quite as well as she did yesterday, but I really like her on this court because she's steady. She does a lot of good things. She's a great assist person. And he's very emotional, and I like him. I like them together. He's very emotional, but I think she's a good calming influence on him as his leader on the court.
Coming up 2:30 Eastern Time, we move over to the men's bracket 4-5 game with Fairfield and Manhattan. A lot of basketball action still to come here on the MAAC Television Network. Again, Fairfield and Manhattan going off at 2:30 right here at the Times Union Center. Inbound situation with just 6.7 remaining for the Foxes. Here's secure win number 28. Viani tosses back. Dallas Bach. Iona will back off, and that will do it. As the Foxes advance to the championship game yet again. Brian Georges meeting at the midcourt line with the Iona players. Already congratulated Tony Bozella. Update on our 2009 Citizens Bank MAAC basketball championship brackets. And there you see 1 and 2 the way they planned it out. Marist and Canisius as they split the regular season meetings, both winning on each other's court. That game will go off here in Albany at noon tomorrow, Sunday. So the Foxes win number 28 on the year. They had 32 last year. Rachel Fitz did it all. Another double-double. And Fitz and company will hook up with the Golden Griffs of Canisius tomorrow afternoon as they head to their locker room. Still some unfinished business with 40 minutes of action planned tomorrow against Terry Zay and his team. As Zay's team, the Canisius Golden Griffs, beat Fairfield earlier today 62-55. We send it out to Mike Araya with Brian Georges.
Coach, great win today. I know it was a tough one for you, but I thought your team played very well.
I thought they did too, and you got to give Iona a lot of credit. They just keep coming at you, keep coming at you, and keep coming at you. You know, and that's a young team, and they've got a great future ahead of them. You know, we made enough plays down the stretch. Got to do a little bit better job in the last 2 minutes, but you know, against their type of pressure where they just scramble and get after you all over the place, we made enough plays. Hey, Lindsey Johnson was super off the bench, and you know, our veterans stepped up.
I thought a great job by Fitz as usual, but Johnson was the key in my estimation.
I think so too, and I think Christine Best gave us some quality minutes off the bench as well. But Lindsey was like she was the sixth man of the year last year. She showed it today, and Rachel made some nice plays down the stretch.
Any thoughts on Canisius yet?
Great team, great team. I'm going to enjoy this one for about 5 minutes and then start worrying about that. Canisius.
Okay, best of luck to you, Coach. See you tomorrow.
You bet.
Okay, back to you, Dean.
Thanks, Micah. Once again, our final score, Marist 76, Iona 69. The big game today from Rachel Fitz. 29 points, a career-high 18 boards, and 37 minutes of action. Coming up next, 2:30 here, Eastern Time, moving over to the men's bracket. Number 5 game Manhattan at Fairfield in the men's quarterfinal bracket. For more information on ESPN Plus, log on to ESPNplus.com. For Mike Ryan and our entire crew, I'm Dean Darling saying goodbye from Albany, New York. The preceding has been a presentation of the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. So long, everybody, from Albany.